Okay. And why did you enjoy it? What kept you interested in the story?
Because this year I didn't know the story.
Okay, so it was new. Natalia?
I liked the story. I think it was very interesting. It had action, it had everything that the story needs to have.
Christina?
I preferred this story because the others were famous and we knew them, and it was kind of boring.
Alkifiadis?
Yes, I like the story because was the Phantom and Christine. It has action. It was a good story.
Valeris, what do you think?
I think it's the best story that we have done this year. And yes, I like it was interesting and it has a lot of mystery.
Okay, good for you. Because I think that you spoke very well about this book too. When you spoke about the story, you said a lot of things, so it showed.
So is he going to do today? Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's begin. Talk about the two worlds that exist side by side in the Paris Opera House. Christina?
It had taken more than a decade to complete the Paris Opera House, with its 17 floors of grand architecture, making it the largest theatre in the world. There, wealthy and noble Parisians enjoy the performances or socialize among the statues of the greatest composers in the world. While they watched the performances, they were quite unaware of a strange, mysterious world which was hidden beneath the stage. There, in its many dark cellars and a web of passageways, lays the secret of another world, a world where no ray of light ever shone, where a ghostly creature lived in the farthest depths, would rise to terrorize the patrons.
That was excellent. I knew you knew the answer, but I mean, she used all of the words from the book, but in her own way. Okay?
That's great. It was in her own way.
Yeah, it was all of the vocabulary.
Yeah.
But I think that she did it in her own way.
I haven't heard a better answer.
Okay.
Congratulations. Astonishing.
Yeah, because she used words that were, for example, in chapter 5 and chapter 4, she included them in the description.
Just tell me the truth. Had you prepared the answer? Or is
I
it?
just read it from the page.
Yeah. You're going to be benefited very much because you did this, and because I suppose you do similar things when you have texts. Great. Wonderful.
Talk about
Congratulations.
spooky phantom, Natalia.
And the Phantom.
Yeah.
He was a dark, mysterious person who wanted to terrorize the non-Parisians that watched the performances in his box 5. He wore a black cloak and a white mask that covered most of his face. And he lived in his own underground kingdom beneath the opera house, which was full of false entrances, torture chambers, and it was built near a river. It was very gloomy, dark and mysterious, and it was full of rats.
That was excellent, sweetheart.
Congratulations. Guys, you know the book much better than expected. Congratulations. Good, excellent.
Okay, Violet, continue on now. Okay, let me just ask you, what would you like to talk about? Would you like to talk about the Phantom, or would you like to talk about Christine? We've got to talk about the characters, I suppose. Okay, go ahead, sweetheart. Talk about Christine. And we leave the Phantom to one of the boys, eh? No. You know what the Phantom?
No, I don't want the version.
You want the version? Okay, we'll see then who's going to discuss the phantom. Go ahead, Vanya. Talk about it. Yeah.
Who's your favorite character in the book?
I'm not sure. I don't have a favorite character. But I think that a main character that didn't appear a lot at the beginning, the person, played a great role at the end. And I believe if I had to choose, I would choose him as my favorite.
What was so special about him? Okay, he's
Yeah,
been
no,
developed
go ahead. Yeah, let's talk about that.
What was so special about his character that it makes him really outstanding in the book?
What makes him
Interesting as a character.
is that, first of all, we never know his real name. We just know that he comes from Persia, and that we don't really know about his life. He's very mysterious, and he never speaks a lot. And we don't know how old is he. We don't know his own story. And I would like to...
How does he serve the purpose of the writer? How does... do you understand my question?
Yes,
Okay.
The writer uses the person to introduce Eric's story. It's the character which helps us find out that the mysterious phantom who terrorizes the patrons of the opera is just a person who has been, that community has misunderstood him.
Good for you. Excellent, excellent. And you should note that this is review of the film, okay, of the book, not just retelling the story. Excellent, Vanya.
George, what would you like to talk about?
About the person.
Everybody likes the
Okay,
person.
talk about the person. Say a few things about him.
Person was disappearing and appearing. He was appearing at odd times. His job was somewhere in the opera.
What's his job in the opera? What was his first job? Can you remember?
In the circus.
The Persian. You know what? Talk about Eric.
Eric was somewhere in the circus. He terrorized people. He had done some mysteries, trapdoors and passageways.
Please speak up.
In the circus, he terrorized all the people and he do magic things.
What tricks did he learn in the circus? What strange tricks did he learn that people don't know anymore? Natalia?
He was able to change his voice and make the others, when they heard them speak, to believe that he spoke from far away. He
Created an echo.
kind of.
Yeah.
Can you remember what this is called? Vanya?
He threw his voice.
Yes, louder, sweetheart.
He threw his voice
Okay.
in the place.
Yeah, that's what he could do. No one can do that anymore. I think this is a trick that people used to be able to
It's
do.
the ventriloquist could speak without being
No, not
moving his
ventriloquist.
mouth.
For example, he's in the corner and he makes you believe
That he's far away.
he's far away.
Echo.
Okay, Alcibiades, you can talk about Eric.
I want to talk about Raoul.
Talk about Raoul then, that's fine.
Raoul was a man who, when he was child, he was with Christine. Christine did like he didn't know him.
Yeah, Christine acted like she didn't know him. Repeat, Christine acted.
Acted that he didn't know him. She wanted to help Christine to leave from Paris.
Yes, to leave Paris.
And she was the man with Persian who were hunting Eric to find where Christine was.
Okay. And what's another word for leave Paris? What's another word for leave Paris? George? Yeah, to flee Paris. Yeah. Okay, talk about it.
When the phantom was, when Eric was born, he was reading at the bar at night, and the gas fell down.
The gas lamp?
The gas lamp fell down, and the bed on the bed back, and the face of Eric burned, and he goes to her mother to support him, but she didn't because he don't want to see his face. And then he went to Persia, and the Prince Jean, when the Prince Jean killed all the people, Phantom and went back to Paris.
Okay, why did the Shah kill everyone? What were they doing? What were they doing there? Christina?
Because he made them to build many trapdoors, torture chambers, and he didn't want anyone to know about them. He killed them.
And what was Eric studying before he got burnt? What was he studying? Theodoris? Okay.
Louder, louder. We cannot hear you, Theodoris. Please. Okay.
Who was Madame Jury?
She got in box 5 and she talked with Phantom, and they prepare the dancers to go to the performance.
Talk about the managers. What letter does the Phantom send to the managers?
Phantom went to the box 5 and he says that they belong to him. And the Phantom managers, they don't believe him and that it's a joke. And Phantom is not a real person.
Vasiliki?
One of the letters that the Phantom sent to the managers is that Madame Zurich must be her job back.
Must get her job back.
Must get the job back, and that the box 5 must be vacant from the performance. Carlotta must be and Christine must sit in, and that they must pay him some pounds.
What do you think drove Eric to become a phantom? Why did Eric become the Phantom of the Opera? Natalia?
When his face was burned, he went to his mother because he thought that she would show love to him, but she rejected him, and that made him want to make people feel like he felt. And when he returned from Persia to Paris, Eric helped also to build the Paris Opera House, and he built the underground kingdom. He did this because he wanted people to feel like he felt.
Sweetheart, that was excellent. Okay. Vanya, why was Christine's greatest dream, in fact, a tragedy? How can a dream become a nightmare? Okay, first of all, what was Christine's greatest dream? Vanya?
Christine's greatest dream was to become the most famous singer in Paris and then in the world. She would do that with the help of the angel of music. But as long as she had the angel of music, she suddenly realized he wasn't the person he wanted her to believe he was. And then everything changed. She was very terrified, and from the happiness felt from being the greatest performer in the Parisian Opera House, she felt terrified and unhappy and nervous because Eric was so strict with her. She wouldn't let him socialize nor speak to Raoul or go outside the opera for a long time, and everything just went wrong.
At what point did everything go wrong? That was really good, by the way.
Yeah.
What can I say? Not just excellent. Yes, excellent. What can I say? What can I say?
That's very,
Exceptional.
yeah.
When did things start to go wrong? Wait a minute here. What happens here? Theodoris, talk about this scene here. When does everything change? Christine believes that this creature,
Is the angel of music.
yeah, and why did Christine, for example, if someone came to you, what do you like? Football, basketball, singing? What would you like to do?
Football.
Okay, if someone came to you and said, I am the angel of football, and I will make you a great player, would you believe them?
No.
Okay. Most likely not. Why did she believe that this person who could speak to her from far away was in fact...
Because when his father died, he said to her that when he died, it will become an angel of music, and he learned to her to sing very well. But he said also that he wants to give him back something when he learned to her to sing. And he believes that the Phantom of the Opera it was the angel of music.
And what does Christine have to give to this angel in return, Theodoris? What does she have to sacrifice? Can you remember?
For Phantom.
Yeah, yeah, for the Phantom, yeah.
Phantom wants to be her husband, his wife.
Okay, and what happened? When did he become angry with her? Nicoletta.
And once he took out his mask.
And what did he say to her then? What happened here? Christina, back to you.
When Christine was singing in the performance, Eric came and took her to his underground world, and they were passing the river with a boat, and then he was about to give her a ring to ask her to be his wife, but he pulled his mask off, and he became really angry.
Let me ask you something at this point, and then you can go on with retelling the story, okay? Is there any major theme in the book? Is there any theme that the writer is actually referring to, like love or... Yes?
That maybe Eric become what he become because people rejected him, they didn't give him a chance to meet him better, he never had a real chance to love, being loved.
So it's... What about people who... How the reaction of people who have not received love and affection? So, do we see this today? What kind of people are they? How do they behave? People who have not received love and affection from their family.
Serial killers.
Serial killers. Yes?
Criminals in general.
Criminals in general.
Maybe not serial killers.
Okay, of course that was an exaggeration, but I mean, she's right, eh? She's very right. Okay. Do you think there was something further than what we could see, the choice of such a persona? We can't say he or she, it's a persona. Right? Yes.
The meaning of his appearance.
Appearance. First, it's the meaning of his, her, whatever, appearance.
I don't think that the countries voted that person because they like the song mostly. They voted.
Be ready to discuss it, please.
They voted Austria because they wanted to give a message to humanity about song.
Great. What kind of message, in your opinion, Tadori?
No, I think like Eurovision, the countries don't vote the best singer, the best song, and they vote the country like Ireland vote Great Britain with the best number because they are close to them and they want
Neighbors,
to have
yes.
a good relationship.
But let's go back to what Vanya said about the message, okay? How many of you really think it was a message? Voting was a message sent to everybody. Natalia?
I believe that they voted him because they wanted people to understand that it's not something bad to be different from the others, and that they wanted this man that maybe hadn't been, that people maybe didn't treat him very well, to give him another chance to start over and show what he can do.
Was there anything, what about the rest of you? Did you like the Phantom of the Opera?
Yes.
Yes. Do you prefer it, considering the other books?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Is there anything common among the 4 books you've done so far? John's delivered.
I think from the 3 books, B, C, and D, because I haven't read A, love.
Now that is true, right? That is true.
Evil.
Evil. That's right. Evil. Evil and
Adventure.
adventure. Yes.
Mystery.
And mystery and magic. Magic. How do we see magic in the Phantom of the Opera?
About the voice, when Christine is on the room and the voice come and we don't know where the voice came
France coming from?
Who's courageous enough to give us a summary? A quick one? Who's not courageous enough to give us a summary? A quick one? Okay, Mario?
In the beginning, Christine met the phantom and they created a bond between them, and he teaches her and he loves her, but she doesn't love him, and she loves Raoul, and at the end the phantom knows how to love
because Christine kissed him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you said there was a bond created. Why was there a bond between Christine and Raoul? And the phantom, I'm sorry. Why? Aris?
Because she thinks that the phantom is the angel of music that her father had told her. And when someone dies, he meets angel of music, and he tells him to do something to her daughter, to his daughter, to his son. But angel of music wants a big reward for it.
So something precious in return, right? Okay, who is the phantom? What do we learn? Who is the phantom in the end, George?
Phantom is Eric, who had an accident when he was young and his face was burned. And he was so bad with humans because his mom didn't want him and made him wear a mask.
Good.
And then Circus took him to make people laugh at him.
Okay, and at the circus he met whom? Eric, please.
The Persian.
Who is?
He was that time. Persian was the Persian was the leader of the police in Arabia, I think.
Okay, and what did he do for Eric? Why is he so special?
Because he knew him, and because Eric was a very good architect, he made him to build the palace for Shah. But when Shah ordered to kill all the builders, the Persian saved him.
Okay. How do you feel about Eric? Do you hate him? Do you like him? Eric, who is the Phantom of the Opera. Joanna, how do you feel about Eric?
I feel a little bit angry because he knows Christine don't love him, doesn't love him.
Yes.
Sorry. And he doesn't let her go. He keeps her for him.
For himself, right? So you feel angry.
Yes.
Do we have another emotion for Eric? Do we feel something else? Markella?
Firstly, I hate him.
What's your favorite part of the book?
My favorite part is when Raoul and Christine is on the roof of the opera house, and the ring fell off Christine's finger.
Okay, when she dropped the ring by mistake. And who was listening to all this conversation? Griselda? And how did you feel about that? Is that your favorite scene?
No. But in any case, the phantom, when it was there, I feel sad because Christine said that I don't love Eric and stuff like that, but Eric, I hate Eric. But Eric said I'm the angel of music, not I'm the phantom.
Did he tell her he's the angel?
No, he did it.
He did it?
He did it, yes.
So, whose mistake was it?
Christine.
Christine's. He never said I'm the angel of music, did he?
Yes, but means in that world, God said the phantom. It means that...
Mere believing.
Yes.
So he was cunning. Okay. Penelope, what do you think about this?
Let me ask you a question. Do we have any change of feelings for a certain character from the beginning to the end? Do we have any progress or change in our feelings from the beginning to the end?
At the beginning, we thought that the phantom that Eric was a good person, that he had Christine, and then we saw that he tried
to force her?
Yes, and to make her to do what he wanted.
Okay. There you go. So how did you feel about Eric? How do you feel about Eric? Angry. Throughout the book? Through all the book, or do your feelings change?
No, sometimes the good feelings at the first when I said that he happy, he did hear how for your voice, how to sing good. But in the end, he tried to kill her friend, Raoul, and the Persian, and I feel hate and anger.
Okay, one more question from me. You just mentioned as one of the main themes of the book is love, right?
Yes.
Okay. How important is love in someone's life?
Mom's love is very important because your mom, she will always love you, she will always support you.
And what if this doesn't happen?
No one will be here to support you. You will never learn how to love because your mom is going to learn you how.
That is true. But do we see any consequences of lack of mother's love? Yes?
Yes, because we have seen that Eric, that his mom didn't love him after the fire. We saw that this can lead to isolation because she has rejected him, and then he understands that if his own mother doesn't like him, nobody will.
That's a very good
Is
answer.
evil in our
Yes.
lives too? Evil in the sense of hate, right? There's no magic here or anything like that, right? Do you feel that as part of your life? Anybody, Georgie?
It is part of our
So
life.
we desperately need to hear that again. Don't you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us a few things about what you've written.
We are mostly written in my blog.
Yes. So he's got a blog, right? Okay, where he uploads what he writes. Yes.
I got 4 stories and I'm writing the 5th one. The four first ones are sequels. They are based around the character, a woman, who actually the story takes place out of space, in outer space. And the girl actually begins when she is born. Is the daughter of the queen of the galaxy, and after her mother, actually she's not dead,
Disappeared.
We see that she's alive at the 4th story. She becomes the queen, and she travels to the galaxy, travels around the galaxy to fight a monster, something.
Right.
And most of the characters are based on the game Mario, Super Mario. Mostly Super Mario Galaxy.
Okay, great. But tell me something, how do you grasp the idea of making up a story, writing a story? Do you grasp it all together, the idea, or gradually, little by little?
I just, at the beginning, I pick up an idea of the beginning of a story.
Yeah.
And then I think what is going to come next.
I see. Interesting, isn't it? Are there any, yes?
Our new member, the new member of our family, also has a blog. Joanna.
Joanna has a blog too. Send me a link, please.
Tell us, Katia, which one?
My blog has stories about experiments that Nazi or Russians doing to
Very interesting.
people. Like it's an experiment about the
Experiment.
It's making people not sleeping.
Ah,
Creating insomnia.
yeah, create insomnia, yeah. It's a good year. Did you learn new things? How happy are you?
What do you think about this year? How difficult was it? Did you enjoy the lessons?
Was it different from other years in any way?
It was a different year, and I think it passed quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I learned new things.
Okay. Why was it difficult this year? What was difficult about
Difficult or
learning?
different? What did you say? Sorry. Okay.
It was difficult because I think we had to write more tests than other years.
Yeah.
And the grammar was much more difficult.
Okay. Okay. Why do you think this happened? Why do you have to write more tests and get more difficult things? Why?
Because we are in a more difficult
Level.
level
Yes, and you're getting closer to lower exams. Exactly. That's
Joanna,
right.
what did you think about this year? Can you just come a little forward there? Yeah. What did you think?
I believe that this year was difficult because we write more writings and articles, and we learn more words, we do speakings, and of course we write more tests.
Maria, what do you think?
I think it was very difficult.
Ah, come on, everybody. Was it that difficult?
What do you think is difficult about D class, Maria? What do you think?
A lot of writings.
Yeah? And maybe something else that you didn't really like?
The vocabulary is too difficult.
That is correct, Maria. That is true. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of new words to learn. I mean, this is true. Okay. What about you, Eunicia?
I think that it was difficult because it had many writings and tests.
So the same thing the previous
Yes.
guy said. You talked about many tests. Were there more tests than you had other years?
Yes, there were many tests.
More than...
And it was a little time apart from writing each other.
Ah, very close to each other. Okay, okay. But you didn't write more tests than you did in C or B class.
We write 5 tests at WISIS.
Okay, this is exactly the number of tests you've been writing all the years in A class, B, and C.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were 4.
No, sweetheart. It's 5 at all levels, okay? But maybe they were more demanding because the vocabulary is more advanced, okay? Maybe that's the reason why you think so. Otherwise, no, they are not more as far as the number of tests is concerned, okay? Well, yes, and writing, you are right. It is becoming really more demanding than it used to be.
We have to use the new vocabulary.
That is true, okay? It is not enough that you say something, you've got to be able to say that in the best possible way.
Interesting.
Okay, did you enjoy them? So what did you have to talk about?
Difficult is writing.
For you, the difficulty is in writing, eh? I think so too. It is the most demanding part of learning English, okay? Because in writing, you have to combine what? Grammar and vocabulary. That's right, Katerina. Grammar and vocabulary. So if you can write well, you can speak well, you know grammar, you know vocabulary. That is why you're right to say it is a demanding part. Katerina?
To recommend a book.
Did you learn anything from the story?
Yeah.
Jim, what did you learn from the story? What do you think was interesting or something that you remember from the story?
I remember most the opera house.
Yeah? Would you like to talk about the opera house?
Yes.
Please, go ahead. Just describe it.
It had taken more than a decade to complete Paris Opera House, with its 17 floors of grand architecture, making it the largest theater in the world. There, wealthy and noble Parisians enjoyed great musical performances, either from the magnificent auditorium or from their elegant private lounge.
Excellent,
That's
sweetheart.
excellent language you're using.
But what about the other part of the opera house? Is there another world beneath the opera house, Jim?
A dark world was hidden beneath the opera house.
Please speak up.
And
who lives there?
The Phantom of the Opera.
Okay. Joanna, can you describe this dark world beneath the opera house?
Beneath the opera house, there exists a world that never seen the light. It has got a lot of exits and passageways. It has got a musty smell and a lot of rats.
Of course, we can't forget about the rat catcher, Catherine.
A heavy smell.
And, okay, Catherine, you continue. What about Christine Daae?
Christine Daae is a young singer of the opera house.
Okay. And one night, she hears something. Who comes to visit her?
The angel of music.
And what does the angel of music say to her?
That he can make her greatest,
the greatest singer?
Yeah, of the opera.
Okay.
But in return.
And he wants something in return?
Yes.
Okay. So, what does he want in return? What does he make Christine do?
Instead, he wants to sing only for him.
Right. Okay. And after that?
He wants her to be his wife.
What does she think? Does she want to be his wife?
No.
Okay, why?
Because he is horrific. He lives in a dark
messy house, and it's just horrific.
Good for you. Excellent, sweetheart. Good work. Look at this.
Yes, at the performance.
Ah, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Right.
And he go to her dressing room to congratulate her.
Yes.
But she acted like she doesn't know him.
Why?
Because the fandom of the opera won't let her to...
Anybody, come on. Won't let her, Joanna?
Socialize with other people.
Right. Okay, he won't let her socialize with other people. Now, there is a lead singer. Okay, what happens? What does Christine become? What does Christine Gaye become? Lori?
Christine Gaye became a singer, the greatest singer at the opera house, because Carlotta, the leader of
the lead singer,
became ill.
What did the Phantom do? Lori?
The Phantom took Christine from the stage.
And what letter did the Phantom send to Carlotta?
The Phantom sent to Carlotta a letter that it has written not to sing that night, or she will wish her dead.
Yeah. But she sang, and what happened?
She sang, and she said to her friends to come and applaud her, and the Phantom became angry.
Yes. Yes.
And the time that Christine was singing took her away.
Okay. Now, talk about the main character of the story.
Eric.
Of course, Joanna. Talk about Eric.
When Eric was a child, he had an accident. He burned his face, and then he decided to wear a mask. And after that, he started to work at the circus as a singer. And one day, the Persian went to the circus, and because he liked Eric, he wanted to come with him. So he took him to Persia.
Very good. And who's the Persian?
A noble man who from the start was with the Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gone in Persia, and then the Shah told him to help to build a palace.
Mm-hmm.
And then because the Shah wanted no one to know about the secret pathways.
For you.
I think I've made a mistake.
Okay.
The person was the chief of Persia, was a police officer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, now, listen. What do Raoul and the person in the okay, Raoul and the person, where did they go to rescue Christine? Where did they go? Joanna?
They went beneath the opera house to rescue Christine.
And what happened when they were beneath the opera house?
And they heard a strange noise and they found rats. But they took with them guns if they meet the Phantom. But then they're trapped in a torture chamber, and they're dehydrated.
Yeah.
And they almost die. But then a large amount of water came into the room, and they almost choked.
They almost drowned.
Drowned.
Good for you.
I would like your opinion.
Maria,
Yes, what?
about the books that we did this
I'd
year.
like you to compare, talk about a little bit about what the previous books were like and this one. Which one you like best and why?
The Phantom of the Opera was more difficult, but I think the best book we've done on those years.
Ah, you liked it the best of all.
No. She's going to say.
It was Excalibur and Swan Lake, because it was a great story.
Uh-huh.
And
Do you agree, guys?
No,
What
Let
do
me
you
hear
think?
more opinions about that.
I don't like Excalibur
Okay.
at all. And
Please speak up, sweetheart. Come on.
I think the best book we have done this year is Beauty.
I would like to ask your opinion about the videos that we saw this year.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. What videos did we see this year? Joanna?
We saw the video that we see was for the PD cabs,
Yeah.
the Kite Rescue, and I think
What was it?
we saw only two, and something about the Pirates of Caribbean.
Okay. Jim, which one of those did you like the best?
I like the best the pedicabs in New York.
Okay. What do you remember about this video?
It was about little like
Vehicles.
Vehicles.
Good for you. Yeah.
With it was like taxi.
Yeah. But at the same time,
It was like.
it wasn't a car, it was.
It wasn't a means of transport. It was something like a home.